cultural differences impact how we conduct user research. While general research techniques tend to remain the same across cultures, subtle cultural differences can impact the researcher-participant's dynamic and influence the study outcome. These differences include things like gestures and body language, task wording, and even small talk. If you're planning to conduct research with participants from a different cultural background, learn about these aspects before conducting your study. As an example, let's think about two cultures that I'm familiar with, the United States and China. As a part of gestures and body language, appropriate ways to greet people vary across cultures. In the United States, it depends on the researcher's personal preference. Some greet people by saying hi before welcoming them to participate in the study. Others may extend a hand for a handshake when introducing themselves. However, the way to greet participants in China depends heavily on the context. When I'm conducting research as a consultant in China, I almost never shake hands with my participants because that gesture is perceived as extremely formal and businesslike. After greeting participants, sometimes we'll chat with them for a few minutes to build rapport before beginning the session. Different countries may have different small talk topics that feel appropriate. In the US, asking how the participant's day has been going is totally appropriate. But that question would not be suitable in China. Chinese participants might perceive this question as more suitable for casual chats between friends. Instead, it would be much safer to talk about neutral topics that are not personal, such as weather, traffic, or how they arrived at the research facility. Another thing to consider is the wording of your tasks. Depending on the characteristics of people in different cultures, you may need to tweak the language to elicit more detailed responses, even if you plan to conduct the same study in different countries. We recently encountered this situation when we conducted an international diary study with American and Chinese UX professionals. We asked participants a question. Did you face any problems or obstacles today in doing your UX work? While people in the US had no difficulty responding to that question, our Chinese participants rarely answered yes to that question, even when they later admitted they had some difficulties when we talked to them in our follow-up interviews. We realized that they may be too hesitant to admit that they encountered a problem or obstacle in their job. So we rephrased the question as, did you have any trouble, problems, or obstacles today in doing your UX work? The word trouble is more vague and helped us get more responses. Follow these tips to ensure you can build rapport with your participants from other cultures. First, talk with a local UX researcher or local staff about the research project to get their feedback. Ask them to review the study materials like tasks, survey content, and follow-up questions. Second, explicitly acknowledge that you're from a different culture, so you hope you won't accidentally cause offense with your questions. Introducing your background first can help participants lower their expectations and be more tolerant of miscommunications. Third, conduct a pilot study. You should always do that before conducting a large-scale study anyway, but it's even more crucial to do it before conducting studies in a different country. Pilot studies can help you catch mistakes before you invest time and resources.
Thanks for watching. If you want to see more of our UX videos, take a look at these over here and consider subscribing to our channel. On our website, nngroup.com, you can access our free library of over 2,000 articles. You can also register for one of our UX courses that offer live hands-on UX training.